Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and I'm a little angry. I think that a lot of New York is a little angry today, despite what you see in the mainstream media, despite how they portray Andrew Cuomo as some sort of a deity, as some sort of a hope for the left, for the world, a man that's given his state over to billionaires, Michael Bloomberg, Bill and Melinda Gates, and Eric Schmidt. And it is so over the top to me to even be in an area where it's mask up. It's mask up, but the facts aren't the facts. I could probably make a compilation video of 100 times. I'd say 100 times over the past several months that Andrew Cuomo said the facts aren't the facts, because the facts aren't the facts. The facts aren't the facts. I mean, he would say that 3 to 4 times a press conference. So I think 100's fair. Anywhere, and I'll say this, no less than 50, probably 100 ballpark. Anybody wants to put that together, I'd love to see it. Okay? Because the facts aren't the facts, right? Despite that, Andrew Cuomo ended New York State nightlife. Okay, and let me tell you what this is really about. This isn't about crowds. This is about control. And this is also to get at cash businesses that thrived for the middle and upper middle class. So before we get into the story about how he basically put in an executive order that the only way you can serve alcohol now in New York State is in a restaurant, right? You have to serve food. Now, most of these bars are already licensed as restaurants. They're just not equipped. But they have to be sitting down. They can no longer come up to the bar and order. And they have to order food. So there's basically no more sitting down and getting a beer. Okay? We're going to get to all that. We're going to get to your questions and comments. We're doing it live. Thumbs the video up. Subscribe and share. Join the Burmis Brigade. We are on this trip for freedom because New York State is over for me. It is over. And, I'm going to need your help more than ever to move. I got to move across the country. I got to decide. I got big decisions to make when I get there, and they're going to have to be quick decisions because I'm not sticking around in a masked up subverse where the facts aren't the facts. You should see the comments I got for providing people with Ben Swann's piece on masks, where he goes to these randomly controlled studies that show that actually these masks in these situations do not work and are proven not to work and actually be detrimental. But again, the facts aren't the facts. Okay? So $5, $10, $15 means the world to me. Remember, I'm also a documentary filmmaker, guys. All my stuff is free. You can check that out in the playlist section here. Make sure you are thumbs up and you are subscribed. I keep fluctuating. I lost like 300 subscribers in an hour again today. I thought that was weird. Maybe it was my Fitch watch along. But if you know me, I want to have a little fun too. I want to do what I love on top of this because, that's what we're talking about right now, right? Our entertainment, our nightlife. And it is gone. No more. No more alcohol without food at New York bars. There it is. Or even restaurants. So again, I can't go into an Applebee's at happy hour, sit down, decide I don't want an appetizer. I just want a Blue Moon while I wait for my girlfriend or my family to get done at the local DSW or Foot Locker or whatever. Okay, I'm sorry I keep railing out these corporate names, but I'm just trying to relate to people here. And those are all located not only in New York, but in other states. And a lot of people are following Cuomo. And for those that don't know, before I went back full-time here, what was I doing? I was running a bar. I would have not been able to even stick around via the idea that I would have to wear a mask all the time. That's a job I could not keep, period. Again, why I'm on the road. But to now have to go to this length, my God, I can't even, when I go home to New York, I'm not even going to be able to go into one of my local bars and do this. I won't do it. Unless I was already going there to eat like an Autumn Cafe, etc. It's just not going to happen. Oh, bars and restaurants throughout New York State will no longer be allowed to serve alcohol to customers unless they also order food, Governor Andrew Cuomo says today. Now, remember, people will get around this for as long as they can. until the health department, the state liquor authority, or the threatened local government comes after them. What do I mean? For 25 cents, you'll be able to get a thing of chips. right? So we always offered chips at our bar. So there's always some kind of food. It wasn't 25 cents because it wasn't there, but they were like $1. You could get some chips while you had a drink, or, maybe a hot dog or a pretzel. You get what I'm saying? Like a little convection oven. And a lot of people will put that stuff in there to try to get around it. But the idea of a bar sometimes is to go sit down, be around other people, and even talk to the bartender if you've got nothing else to do. I mean, I'll be honest, guys. I didn't hire ugly people, whether they were men or women. Why? Because people are attracted to good-looking people. They come to see them. You get my drift? In addition, patrons will no longer be allowed to order alcohol by walking up to bars, Cuomo said. But remember, we can all just go to Walmart. We can all go to, we can all go to restaurants at half capacity, wearing masks to get up to go to the bathroom. This is nuts. It's nuts. I'm done. And I'm glad that at least Jake Tapper is calling him out on his victory lap on this and going on talk shows and being deified when he was the one that made the decision to put all those elderly sick people back in nursing homes, causing, 32,000 people die. Not all of them were there, but who needs the facts when the facts aren't the facts? And by the way, Cuomo just continues to blame Trump and his administration again and again. I watched the press conference from like 3 days ago, where also, by the way, he's saying that if you get off a plane and you don't fill out paperwork saying where you came from, because there was some outbreak in Rensselaer, we covered that, you can now get a summons, be subpoenaed, and $2,000 fine. We all know I'm driving, but I'm telling you right now, I am not quarantining myself for 14 days no matter what. No matter what. It's off the table. 100% with your contact tracing force of billionaires. It's not legal, and it is insane. I'm not sick. And the arbitrary rules for this to be in one of these states is, again, 1 in 10,000 citizens must come up positive. That's 10 in 100,000. That is 100 in a million. So right now I'm in South Dakota. It's about, a little bit more than a million population. If 100 people had it here, I would supposedly have to quarantine. What is going on in this country? And what is going on in that state? And how are people not standing up? Before we get to your questions and comments, remember, thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share. We also, I'm going to go here because we take these questions and comments as super chats. So I will actually start here from the last time that I did one of these. And then if you want to get a super chat in, that's how you have to do it, because I'm fully demonetized. But before we get to that, let's go to Bizarroville. So I saw this New York Tough poster, and I thought it was some kind of a meme or a parody, because when you look at it, it looks like an old tarot card, or for those that are familiar with, the 1700s in particular, the 1800s in particular, kind of Masonic artwork, right? And I was like, there's no way this is real. Oh, it's real. Oh, it's real. I mean, this guy's more concerned about weird posters that resemble, look, 111 days of hell, climbing the mountain. I mean, there's so much weird symbolism. Trump in the moon. You got the tarot-like sun, right? And then he also put this one out. Okay, it's not as much, but like the three-headed beast of corruption, bureaucracy, and apathy, all really part of his administration. If you know anything about Hermetic symbolism, inverted symbolism, and things like revelation of the method, you'll see that. But I just wanted to show you a few things that kind of look like these. For anyone that doubts me and says, "Oh, you're crazy, Jason," they've got a similar feel to this type of artwork. Am I nutty? Am I kooky? Tell me I'm kooky, but I don't think I am. Again, there's the man in the moon over here. There's the sun symbolism. Of course, you got like the all-seeing eye and everything going up in like that mountain. And by the way, that's not the way the supposed mountain actually looked. If you when the facts aren't the facts, it doesn't matter. But for some reason, it has that pyramid shape and love at the top. And yeah, I just can't do it. So here we go, guys. Thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share. I'm going to go to these quickly. Let's see. Keep up the good work, Jason. Safe travels. Who would you want you to think wrong with a brain chip? And she sent me a Neuralink article. Basically, they're praising Elon Musk and his Neuralink, of course. Burma's good work on the Wayfair report. There's got to be a way to reel in the Q crowd to see it more the way you do. The breadcrumbs are fun rabbit holes, but the real meat and potatoes are the documented. You know what's out today that was sent to me by Big Fish? Shout out to Big Fish all the time, by the way. Were the Barry Seal documents. And they're like the first one, I think it was like 270 or 280 megabytes, something like that. They're big. And there's quite a bit there. I mean, it's thick, but there's a lot redacted already. I went through the first 10, 15 pages, and like there's so much redactions, it's really hard to even figure out what's going on with Barry Seal and where we're at. Like New Orleans is in the picture. This is like a 1981 document. A couple things are from 1983. But Barry Seal, for those that don't know, it's that American-made movie with Tom Cruise, which was really a highly fictionalized account of what Barry Seal was really up to. So, look, I hope that people just get outside of the idea that somehow Trump's a superhero and he's fighting the deep state. The deep state is real, but it also includes people in his administration. And there's a lot to learn, and breadcrumbs aren't the way to do it. If everybody was putting their heads together on forums and realizing that's what they were doing is researching and not following some, imaginary band of white hats, and the grifters that surround them, I think that it would be a positive thing. Since Trump wore a mask, does that mean it's Q approved? Keep up the good work, bro. Thanks, Flick Off. I guess I must have got these with the Q stuff. What do you think of Q followers are not doing because they hear the words trust the plan? Exactly. Don't trust no one. Wayfair has nothing to do with QAnon that I have seen. I think it's bogus. I cannot find the Q drops. I didn't say it was that. I was saying that, let's see. There's ones too. The oath of Q is not the oath of QAnon to defend the Constitution. It is a modified version of the oath of enlistment. Yes. Is there a trick here that I am missing? Did I just sign up to sell something? 3. Crap. Are you saying that General Flynn is a QAnon follower rather than confirming that the Trump administration is the driver of QAnon? Go watch my interview with Robbie Martin. I mean, we did like 35 minutes on it. And somebody was showing me this meme in which I sent him back a New York Times article because Bill de Blasio did work for the organization that they're actually talking about, the Quixote Center. This is what he looked like. And he is, a very large leftist. He's open about that. So you can find out more there. Let me just refresh here. All right. So again, guys, you want to super chat, that's the way you're going to have to do it. And with that being said, let's get right into it. Let's go to the AMA section. Oh, here we go. Boom. All the way up. All right. So we got, hey, sup G, sup. Are you gay? I am not gay, Farkas, but thanks. When you coming on the show, Bethy Adani, I don't know. What have you reached out to me? I get a lot of DMs that I just kind of go through. Some of them I see, some of them I don't. What's this? King Cuomo is an idioto. Let's see. Sup, Jason and crew. Alyssa, hey Jason, yo yo yo. Please make that video. Which video are we talking about here? Thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share, guys, by the way. And where are we at with, how many people do we have watching this? We have, okay. All right, let's see what we got. We need to ask, if this is so dangerous, why are the biohazard trash cars at the stores to throw masks out when you leave? Not only that, they acted like there was going to be a huge spike. Right? There's going to be a huge spike after all these protests. And was there a huge spike? Because if there was a huge spike, I missed it. Did you miss the huge spike? Oh, that's right. As long as you're protesting for Black Lives Matter, somehow you're not worried about any kind of huge spikes. It doesn't make any sense. Again, I was never for the lockdown. I'm glad we didn't go full military, but this soft martial law that we're under is getting worse and worse. Right? Can we all agree to that? My goodness. Let's see. Do you think there will ever be a point where people stand up against this shit? Or will they be sheeple till the very end? I hope we stand up to it. Listen, I'm leaving because that's a battle I can't win over in New York. You should hear some of the things. Like, for instance, People really believe still that Russia interfered with the election and hacked it, and somehow they have troll farms and all this. I mean, they believe that. They believe like that's a prominent part of Russian disinformation, and it's going on today. Like, we're talking about they believe levels of old school Cold War propaganda. You get it? That's how far gone this country is. And those are the ones that think they're paying attention. The ones that aren't paying attention, like the lady that cut my hair the other day, well, I'm just do what I'm told. She literally said, I just do what I'm told. What? That's not the mentality to have. I just do what I'm told. Oh, unbelievable. Same in Arkansas with Walmart. Every Walmart has announced it's national now. 100%. Town of Bentonville, AK headquarters mandated Monday. Governor mandates on Thursday. They're wild. LOL. Great way to improve personal immunity. Yeah, no kidding. Don't choose Michigan. I'm not going to Michigan. Texas, yo. Sorry, Texas is like under lock right now. I've lived in Texas too. I like Texas. Texas is huge. There's a lot of flavors in Texas. It certainly wouldn't be a place that I'm opposed to, but I'm gonna make my own way somewhere else, man. Like, I'll tell you what, if South Dakota changes the marijuana laws and they go with full legalization, like is up for whatever, this is a pretty good candidate for, moving here. I mean, it'd be hard to vote against this one. I really do like Missouri as well, but I don't know, man. This place is growing. In my area, there is one active COVID case that came from a person returning home from the U.S. Okay. In Jonesboro, too. I've heard promising things about Alabama and no snow. Yeah, I don't know about going to Greenbow, Alabama. Let's see. Buy gold, silver, and and Bitcoin. I have my passport ready to leave the UK. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I won't be doing any European traveling. I may never get to go overseas again because I'm not filing paperwork and I'm not taking a vaccine and I'm not getting an identity pass. I really hope that people are ready to fight all this. Why do you think the Amish community is able to survive this outbreak? Is it because of no TV, no social media? Keep up the good work. Exactly. Well, the Amish community, there's a large sect of them where I went to high school. And I saw several of them right before I came out here because I was going up and down seeing my brother, who's still a part of that upstate New York community. They don't even talk about the Amish because they don't like to talk about the Amish because they have a lifestyle that they're trying to get rid of, not only in this country, but around the world. So how do you feel about North Dakota, Jason? I haven't been to North Dakota yet. I'm not sure if I'm even going to go. We'll see. I think I'm going to take off for Iowa tomorrow because I want to go see that fight. Again, I want to get back to a little bit of normalcy in the world. And then, yeah, man, I'm going to go and check it out from there. I mean, that's one of those states I'm supposed to quarantine myself for 2 weeks before I come back to New York. Now, I wasn't planning on staying away from New York for 2 more weeks, but maybe I'll stay, maybe I'll go back to Missouri and I'll check out Kansas City this time, or right outside of Kansas City. Can't go to Kansas, which is just on the other side of it. But you see what I'm saying, right? It's all arbitrary. It's all smoke and mirrors. And Cuomo knows it. And he gets up there and he berates us like children and he gives his authoritarian orders. And people need to fight back. Again, you can't. Nightlife is over in New York. Now, think about all the clubs. I mean, this is basically saying we're in phase 4. This is it until I say so. What don't people understand about that? Or the dangers of that? This began in mid-March. We are now in mid-July. It's 4 months. 4 full months. Okay? Like, what didn't you get? And again, I'm glad that it wasn't the military-style lockdown I had predicted and I thought was coming down. And I'm glad that they didn't quarantine New York City the way they said they did. The way they said they did. They said that basically they would do China-style quarantines. De Blasio said that. And then, Cuomo said, no, there's no way. But, De Blasio wouldn't rule it out, and they said there was a hot spot in New Rochelle, which was very, very suspect. The whole thing, again, we're in a soft martial law right now, and it's very bad there. And again, he just decimated a bunch of small business people once again and killed nightlife there. So let's go through it. I'm with you, sir. I'm planning on moving myself. It's going to be a final showdown like The Stand. Law enforcement, military, sheeple against the free people. I love Arizona, but not with this idiot leaders here in Ducey. What a joke. And he's on the board of a biolab. Wow. Here in Buffalo, New York, they're allowing strip malls to open, but not indoor malls. Yeah, exactly. It's so arbitrary. So yesterday, I actually went through a mall in South Dakota, here in Sioux Falls, and there's no mandates for masks in the mall, okay? And there's no mandates statewide, but then there were just certain stores that I went to Spencer's, and I was going to go into Spencer's, but then they wanted a mask. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to go in Spencer's. And I usually go to the clearance rack and see if there's a rock and roll t-shirt or something I'd like, or a hat. And I thought maybe I'd get something on the road. I don't think I've bought, and I got this pair of shoes, that's right. Because the other ones were being a little rough. And then I saw a Hot Topic, and I said the same thing. Maybe I'll go to the clearance rack, check some stuff there. They wanted a mask. No, I'm not going in. No. And at least you can make the decisions here, because I'm not telling you what you can and cannot do with your own body. If you feel safer as a mask, that's up to you. But again, when I'm at JL Beers yesterday, and I think 4 out of the 5 staff members are wearing masks, but the one isn't, I'm smiling at the one that isn't. That's all. I should have that choice. Let's see. There's drive-ins in Kansas City, Missouri. Yeah, there's drive-ins over in New York, too. Blue Moon. Yeah, it's a beer. And still people wearing masks and gloves like 30 to 40%. Yeesh. Crazy. I don't wear a mask anywhere, and at least once a day, usually multiple times, I get someone saying, finally, someone else with common sense. Exactly. Question is, will the free folk realize there are some fates worse than death? Correct. Wearing masks. Let's see. Yo, F.S. Garvey. Why are you even asking Jason that? Are you a homophobe? Your reduction in subs is 100% YouTube and not organic people unsubbing. Well, thumbs it up and check out the subscribers, guys. Thank you guys again for all the support. Let's go check really quick the GoFundMe. Still no Chatty McChats. Let's see. It's effing bleak, man. And by the way, it's now been, 3 months since May, I guess June, July, almost 2.5 months since I reapplied for monetization because we're such harmful content. Howdy from the UK. Excuse me. Wearing a mask is worse than death. Oh, boy. I don't think that's what they mean. How about having to shut your business down indefinitely? How about having to go by impossible rules and regulations that will be selectively enforced? How about a transhumanist agenda where my friends of 20 plus years refuse to shake my hand? How about that? How about that? How about a bunch of people being forced to work at home at reduced salaries? How about automation coming in? How about I got to watch a commercial from Amazon telling me by 2040 that they're going to be carbon neutral 100%? How's that possible without automation? Human beings produce carbon, okay? So are they going full automation domination? Seems that way. People aren't paying attention. Guys like Andrew Yang up there tell you about automation, and then they tell you about a UBI, and people still don't associate that this is a real plan and that he's easing you into it, and that this is a soft UBI for a bunch of people that don't want to work. Oh, let's see. What do we got here? Come on, let's grow a brain now. I know it. Please hit that like button. I agree. Nipples is at it again. He is. My family doesn't own a mask, and we won't F off. Come and arrest me. Some states say kids under 8 don't need masks, LO, because they are little buggers. Be human. That's right. Let's be human. Cashless society, mark of the beast, tracking social credit, cybernetic slave state. Very well said. Wore a mask, spun out, hit pavement, concussion, 65-year-old St. Pete, Florida. No mask, no groceries. No thanks. Arkansas governor made it mandatory with a fine of $100 to $500 for not wearing a mask in a red state. What is happening? I told you this is not about, okay, red or blue, Republican or Democrat. Okay, people are going to fall in line out of fear. Let's see. What's this one say here? Oh, is that a jump? What the F is the reason for this? What does it have to do with COVID-19 84? Because COVID-19 84 is all about control. That's what it's about. Okay, because they have treatments. You're not hearing about that budesonide, are you? Okay, and I'm going to try to get Dr. Bartlett on. I almost want to be home, or I want better internet than what's here. So when I get a good place in traveling again, and I decide to stay there a few days, we'll do a full-on interview with that doctor for sure. All right, what do we got here? What's next? Anything they do wrong, they blame Trump. See, I'm not gonna. It's tough. It's tough not to say that because the mainstream media is vicious. It almost makes you sympathetic to the guy, right? But then when he does do something bad, they praise him for it, like missiles into Syria or killing Soleimani, etc. There's no real criticism there. Let's see. So Lisa Marie's son is part of the 27 Club. I don't know what that means. In Washington, it is mandated, but no penalty as far as I know. Whoville, who's got the green eggs and ham? What? Let's see. Selling the state out to Walmart and China. Asa Hutchinson. I don't know how bad things need to get for people to stop being apathetic. Agreed. Let's see. Jason Walker, LOL. COVID must be the most effing and baffling virus known to science. It seems to activate based on race and policies. I'm sick of all the bullshit. Agreed. Oh, finally, I've been wanting to know Jason's thoughts in this ridiculous Cuomo propaganda. It's over the top. As soon as I saw it today, I think I got to send on Twitter. I immediately took a picture and sent it to the manager of the bar now. And I'm like, oh, the owner's going to be flipping out. Who knows what they're doing? But whatever it is, it's unnecessary and it's silly. And it's going to cost them more money and customers. And it's going to cut their business down again and again and again and again. And again, it's about control. It's about a consolidation of power. Thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share, everybody. Remember to join that Burmese Brigade if you're not already subscribed. Let's see what we got. Last American Vagabond just showed that 42% of all cases were in New York, New Jersey, and Massachusetts. Yes, but now, again, 19 states and over half the geographic population. If I visit those states, I'm supposed to self-quarantine for 14 days in a state that had the worst problem. I mean, my goodness. Oh, everything is a magic spell to these clowns. When people flee the city, are they going to ruin our area with their stupid Marxist beliefs and generally garbage culture? Unfortunately, yes. And they're going to guilt you into other authoritative steps. What up, Brigade? Hope everyone is well. Wow, Cuomo is freakier than expected. I've heard of the few police departments in Michigan that have stood up and said they won't answer calls on masks. Well, good. Yeah, well, some people just didn't. You're not kooky. I'm kooky. Hey, going for that old-timey marketing. What up, TJ? We need to start recruiting. Hipster appeal. Let's see. What the F is that picture? Cuomo is kooky. Nah, I'm kooky. Hey there, Alyssa. Did you see my video yet? I didn't yet, Keen James. Demolition Man 2030. I'm good, Scott. How's business? Also, engineers in the defense contractors watching Invisible Empire. Nice. Well, thank you, Troy. Yes, Invisible Empire, again, is really my film from now over a decade ago that I released because it was my big picture. It showed that globalism was outside the scope of left or right politics, and that no matter who's in power, it keeps trucking on. And this idea of a one world order or a new world order is nothing new, and it's something that's now transcended over a century. Okay? So please check out Invisible Empire. Let's see. If you can't beat them, join them. Vote Trump. I'm in New Orleans. It has been insanely busy, making up for lost time, I suppose. Bill Gates' massive bell end. Let's see. F no. I want to get out because everyone has drank themselves stupid here. Jeez. The grifters ruined Q. Q ruined Q. Let's see. Orange County, California rules no mask zone. Must see video of dudes trying to give out masks. Didn't go well. Okay. Amazing Polly made a video on what? Oh, what, on the Wayfair thing? Yeah, she was the first one to do the Wayfair thing. And again, she did that Colonel Q. I mean, she's a Q. If somebody was like, she doesn't push Q, I'm like, no, she does. And she pushes Trump no matter what. Maybe she's breaking out of that. I don't know. I got nothing against the lady. I've said that time and time again, but I think that people want drama. And I'm not the big drama mama. I like to talk to everybody. Man, the past 1 year, my views on Trump have changed, especially with the rise of mainstream Marxist social justice warrior racism. Y'all remember Q from Star Trek? I do. The Next Generation. The first breakup. Oh, look at that. That's a big jump. That's a big old jump ski and hutch. Thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share, guys. Oh, wow. Where are we going here? Wow, we got a lot. We got a lot here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Man. Funk no, vote Trump. Okay, there's the kook stuff. Let's see. Right around here. Okay, vitamin D, 70% effective, masks 5% effective. Exactly. Sunshine, vitamin D, bad. Masks, good. Anti-human agenda. Breathing fresh air, good. Breathing carbon monoxide, bad. Or carbon dioxide, not monoxide, sorry. Don't want to breathe carbon monoxide either. But, I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, you know what? Maybe a good treatment every night is go to huff off the muffler for a little bit. Take a little huff for you and your family, and maybe that'll take care of it, eh? I'm sure if they put that on and Anthony Fauci endorsed it, there would be people that would do it. Controlled up, that's all Trump is. I'm going to look for this after that. Some smiley faces. Bob Ross, twin. Got to control both sides. It's how the power, their chaos. I think that someone was talking about the Barry Seal documents that got released. Do you have a Venmo? Keen James, I don't. I use PayPal. They're owned by the same company. But I also have a Bitcoin address in here as well. The jasonisvoid@yahoo.com is my PayPal, folks. Dang, would you like to move to? I live in Houston. Yeah, I've got an aunt and uncle in Houston, family in Texas. And I like Texas, but again, I'm looking for as much freedom as possible here. Let's see. Do some military pressure. We'll get asked that less when you wear wife beaters. Do some military presses. You'll get asked that less. Oh, ha, 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 ha. You're not wrong. We're pretty weak right now. I'm barely making muscles, but we're pretty weak. And talk about the military. I've never seen so many fighter jets, and they are armed here in South Dakota. It's pretty ridiculous. You can actually hear them. I don't know if there's a base. There must be some Air Force base here, but I see a lot of military jets overhead, fighters. Thanks, Jason. I agree about the Q stuff. Just taking people out of the game by trusting the plan. We Are Change video has a black YouTuber laughing at people complaining about systematic roadblocks while ignoring the current in-your-face rights being denied by COVID laws. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. Burpees all day, son. You go, Tyler Durden. Jason, the road trip has been great. Well, thank you, Joe Todd. I've enjoyed following you the last few days, weeks. Hope you continue with such endeavors. I always thumbs up your videos and try to catch your shows. JT from LI. Thank you, Joe. I'll tell you what. Again, I'm gonna try to broadcast from Iowa when I'm there. and show people what it's like to have a ton of people all around and talk to Americans. Maybe that's why I liked Missouri so much. It felt like people were pretty friendly there. Everyone that I ran into, just about every area, pretty friendly, and I'm looking for friendly. I'll tell you what though, here everywhere I've walked around, and it's random. People don't ignore you; they also say hello. So it's also nice here. And the main drag, I put out that little 2-minute video. It's like I said, I think that South Dakota would definitely be a no-brainer if they changed their marijuana laws. Their marijuana laws are ridiculous. You get caught with a pipe, you could do a year in prison. Burn the mask. I have yet to see a person I know that is tested positive for COVID get hospitalized. That's interesting. Well, the hospitalization rate has been down really all over, okay? And anybody that's telling you different is not being intellectually honest. Karen, people can't afford to throw out masks after every use. Too many sheeple. The QBS has to stop. Things keep getting worse. Is there a plan? Maybe we should be in on it. Let's see. Nobody can do shiza if they are poor. It's hard. I'm not gonna lie. There are economic barriers in this country. Orange County has given me hope. Good. We are outnumbered by idiots. True. Let's do 70 style temperature checks. Hell, why not? Yeah, and let's put them on television again and again and again while I'm watching a UFC event and portraying the woman doing them at the Amazon factory that's going to replace you with an automation nation, right? As a hero and helping people. Yeah, great. Sounds good to me. No problem. Yikes. That's crazy. Every superpower is controlled by the Zio states. Let's see. 250 ticket for no mask in Chappaqua, New York. That's nuts. If you took any internet security classes, you know how these troll farms are real. Listen, there are small troll farms, okay? So let's just stop right there. I'm not saying there's never been a troll farm, okay? There are. But they're for many different things. And the idea that these Russian ones especially are super successful in this country when it comes to our geopolitics is maddening to me. It's maddening to me. Because it is unfounded, unproven, and redonkulous. Every once in a while, you do get somebody in there that's trying to portray something a certain way. But every time that person is identified, they usually identify them as a Russian bot with no evidence of where they're actually coming from. Just throwing that out there, right? In fact, when you read that indictment of the GRU, if anybody did, of those 19 people, a lot of questions in there. And not a lot of evidence, by the way. I'd like to see the evidence. And I'm not saying that it wasn't happening, but please tie it to Russia. Because I didn't see that. In fact, every time the idea that those emails from the DNC has been hacked, and I'm talking beyond the Mueller investigation, has gone to court, it's been disproven. Oh, I'm an obedient slave. Let's see. Brain dead, indoctrinated idiots. Did we ask the British to please leave? Unfortunately, there are many TGAT. Do what they are told. If you are looking for the big spike, come to visit me in Pinellas County, Florida. Google the numbers. Horrible here. I got tested on July 6th and still do not have the results. Again, how many people are going to the hospital in Florida? I'm not saying that it is not real, but all right, so why are you waiting several days? It's the 6th, and now we're talking 10 days later. Why are you waiting 10 days for your results? If you are positive and you're showing any symptoms of this thing, what should they have you on? They should have you on budesonide or some other steroid treatment, possibly vitamin D on top of it. I mean, this is now mainline authoritative sources, but we can't talk about them because we need a vaccine because there's supposedly no FDA treatment, and we should be listening to the World Health Organization, even though they're unaccountable globalists. Yeah, it makes sense. It's 2020, folks. We're in the bizarro world. Let's see. It looks like we may have actually gotten a super chat. No, we did get a donation, though. No, we did. Teresa says, Jason, I'm a huge fan and admire your work and resolve. Much love from TJ. Well, thank you, TJ. Thank you very, very much. Very much appreciate that. Let's see. Hi, Jason. It's the other Jason from the park. Hey, Jason Dutton. How we doing? Glad you're doing well, and we all need to support Dan Dix as well. I agree. Jason Dutton actually came up to myself and Taylor Hudak while we were doing that video out in, it was a park outside of Cleveland. And again, I was just showing people, this idea that we're overpopulated, there are too many people doing too many things is ridiculous. Again, we could probably have 3 times the global population, no problem. It's the predator class on the top that doesn't like that, because then they lose their control. It's harder to manage us. They're disgusted with the general populace. They look down upon us. Okay? They write paperwork looking down upon us. The term sheeple or chattel, that doesn't just come out of nowhere, folks. Okay? We want to make videos for the shepherds, not the sheep here. So props to you, Jason. Thanks again. Really appreciate the love. Come to Missouri. We have medical cannabis. You do, Keen James. You do. The thing is, I'm not looking to get a medical card, even though I know it's so easy to get a medical card. I don't know if that's what I want to do either. Again, it doesn't rain on that, but I'll tell you what, like with the gambling, the nightlife around at least Sioux Falls, it looks like, this place could be ripe if cannabis was legalized. And, again, if they're a pro-freedom state, on top of it, there's a lot of business opportunity here. I'm seeing a lot of construction around here too. Let's see. I'm looking at Portland, Oregon, and St. Petersburg, Florida. Iowa, full legalization. Yes. Does South Carolina have legalization? I don't know. I live in Corpus Christi, where we do have 500 plus cases a day. People are being paranoid, and many are panic buying. Yeesh. So you're getting that panic buying thing that was happening to us in the very, very beginning. I mean, that New York got hit with that big. Let's see. How is this affecting you that justifies QB stopped? I mean, I mean, just the ludicrous nature around it that people believe in Fantasyland. That's all I'm asking to stop. I don't like anonymous anything. I mean, you go back to my videos back in the day, say G20 2009, and you got the anarchists there before they're Antifa, they're the Black Bloc or whatever, and they're these anonymous people, destroying stuff. I don't like that. I don't like it. Show your face. Let your voice be heard. This anonymous stuff, don't get me wrong, we need that in the hacking community. We need those people for sure. But if you're out in the open and you want your voice to be heard, you better let your face be seen as well. I want to see the color of your eyes. I want to know how you respond to something that goes outside of your paradigm. Just saying. Using a mask to stop a virus is like using underwear to stop a fart. Just don't go to STL. It blows. KC is way better. I was in St. Louis. I liked it. I was right outside. I stayed right outside. It's all right. Yeah, because legal pot is the important thing now. It is kind of important. It's another form of oppression and prohibition. And I do think that, authoritarian drug laws in general, especially just for users, are a problem. Now, I'm not for the legalization or decriminalization of everything. I'm not that libertarian either. You see the havoc something like meth or heroin or crack or even cocaine can have on people. I think that is an important issue, and people don't understand that unless they've lived through it. And, I'm just going to get real here. My dad was a cocaine addict and dealer. And, I'll tell you right now, that's the most negative aspect of my childhood were his actions because of that. For sure. 100%. It isn't easy having to go to a state penitentiary to visit your father. I promise you that. And even when he cleaned his life up, he was gone by 36 years old. So, I think it was within 4 years of him leaving the state penitentiary. So I'll just say that and leave it there. But I also realize the importance of police officers as well. You know, I don't think you should just defund all the cops, because what are you going to replace them with? These contact tracing brown shirts? No, you're going to eventually replace them with the robots. I don't want Spot the DARPA robot or his third cousin coming up to my house and trying to enforce some draconian law like I need to quarantine for 4 days, not being sick after leaving the state. Just saying. Just saying. The facts aren't the facts. Whose facts are they anyway? Please make the CUOMO the facts aren't the facts video. Let's see. Me either. And we're not going to end up like the samurai last the IQ until they mow us down with gats. St. Petersburg is great overall, but not right now. Google Pinellas County, lots of cases and deaths. I don't care if Q stopped, but people should be trusting their instincts and not a plan. Agree. What about Mennonites? You mean the soft Amish? I think they're doing okay. I'm from Iowa, but live in Missouri. Missouri isn't too bad. I dig Missouri. Sorry if you addressed this already, but I just saw the rumor that Ghislaine Maxwell was arrested 10 months ago. What are your thoughts on this? I think those are ridiculous thoughts. Like, look, man, the idea that she was arrested 10 months ago, you need to show me some real evidence of this. I think they had tabs on her for much longer than they're saying. And again, I think that if you read the detention papers that were written up by those that brought this indictment to keep her in jail, you'll understand where this is going, and that you have those good people on the bottom and middle levels that are sick of the bullshit. Go watch my video on that. I mean, people were acting like, well, she's done all these crimes for so long. Why are they only going after her from 1994 to 1997? Then you read the detention papers, and they specifically say that the crimes that she's charged with have nothing to do with the non-prosecution agreement she is presumably protected by, but we don't even know she's protected by. Why? Because it doesn't name her. That's the weird world we're living in. That's it. So, again, I don't know what else to say. I need facts. I don't think that, you know, just like people are still saying, where's the mugshot? And I'm like, well, do you think that everybody that was in that courtroom that saw Ghislaine didn't see Ghislaine, or do you think it's a big act? I don't. Okay? Oh, I was just thinking about that today. People on about socialism and communism when what they mean is fascism and totalitarianism correctly. Surely it's time to drop the tired old communism crap. Amish also don't get vaccinations. Correct, Nick. If you swing by Iowa City, I can hook you up. Well, thank you, Mick Mayhem. Move to China. No thanks, Art. You can move to China if you'd like. Where's Finch? John Fitch and I did the watch along all the way up until the Calvin Cater fight, where we had a connection problem. We ended it there. I think it was like a 2-hour broadcast. I still haven't been able to rip the audio for that. Want to be able to do that. Send it over to the Grueling Truth. But Fitch and I do Mixed Martial Mindset once a week. I am excited that Bellator is coming back to the Mohegan Sun July 24th. Coker, what do I got to do? I'd love to be there. I'll spend some time over in Connecticut. Let's do it big, my friend. Let's see. Since I've been wearing a mask 8 hours a day, I have a sore throat. I lose my voice throughout the day, and I have a dry cough. Does wearing a mask make you sick? I know. I don't have COVID. I know I don't have COVID. Well, that's good that you don't have COVID. Not saying that everything else is great there, though. Try Montana sometimes, man, if you're able to. I'll definitely smoke you up in Kansas City, Missouri, if you need be. That's basically what Q tells, then think for yourself. What? I don't know what that means. There's no more live music gigs. Yeah, that's craziness. You never hear about Central USA, if only the extreme coasts. Check out North Idaho. The Rockies is the safest place to be for the magnetic reversal that's happening. Bum, 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 Larry Davidson. Western Montana is beautiful, but the cold and snow, yikes. Let's see. You got to get some good barbecue. I've had some good barbecue outside of St. Louis. think I was in the Ozarks. There's probably shit in the mask, Rob. Wear a bandana instead. Did you see that the people in Belgrade, Serbia stood up to the government to stop the government with the lockdown and the people won? I have not, but that is good news. I will look into Serbia. By the way, thumbs this video up, subscribe, and share, everybody that is watching. Let me go check that GoFundMe. I do want to remind people, let's bring that up as well. Where is it? Bam. That I am fully demonetized here. And $5, $10, $15 means the world to me. We use it as a super chat mechanism. We're going to wrap it up in the next 10 to 15 minutes. So if you do want to get a question in, and we are way behind in the questioning, I would think you want to use the GoFundMe mechanism. Just letting you know. But we go down in line, so maybe you're already here. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let's see. No, that's not what the Q supporters do. Q, Star Trek, remember. What do they do? Serbia rocks. Let's help at Jason Burmas get to the 100,000 subscriber. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. South Dakota must be wicked in the winter. I would assume it might be. I'm in Washington. Would love to move over there. Interesting. Oh, and you're saying to Idaho. Or did he say Idaho or... Man, I forget where he said. Hit me up if you swing through St. Joseph. I'll smoke you up, broski. Bars are open here. Please post a link to Big Fish. It's at Trey Billion over on Twitter. Or just type in Big Fish. He has a decent following. I think that you would be able to find him. If you just Google Big Fish, Twitter, Epstein, you'd also probably be able to find him. Follow blindly, hoping everything will be okay, please. Exactly. Jason, I know on the beginning, this may not be over the beginning of Armageddon. Bum, bum, bum. Oh my God, that's it. The horror. I don't know what that means. I used to work for Spencer's years ago. Did you, Scott? I'm moving back to Vegas from a safe, secure North Dakota to get to my elderly parents in case we have to escape from Las Vegas, LOL. Well, you're a good family member. Ditto, Jason. No mandate, no mask. You can always vote with your money and support. Is Texas going to fight back? California is bending over and taking it. You believe what you want, but surprise, I can believe what I want. Imagine that. Idaho, Jason. Idaho. You want freedom? Go there. The potato state. Just got on. What's going on? Well, CUOMO has basically banned bars unless you don't serve at the bar, you don't get up to get a drink, and you order food, and then you're allowed to order alcohol at a restaurant, basically. That's about it. And we're already in phase 4, so that's the final phase, so it's just dictator time. Just dictator CUOMO time while everybody's like, he's the best. He's number one. We love CUOMO. He's great. Can I get a selfie? My goodness. Oh, let's see. My mask says COVIDia with an arrow pointing up. No one wears masks in my state. Yes. Non-mask wearers have unspoken bond. We give a nod to one another with a big smile when you see someone without a muzzle. Ha ha, Jason. Don't know. You have a good one. Let's see. Overweight people cannot survive this mask culture. They can breathe. They can't breathe in those masks. They can't breathe. I'll tell you right now, every time I put one on, I start sweating. I actually look like I'm sick because my breath is hot. It kind of goes up into the air, right? On top of going down through my neck. My face gets hot. I begin to sweat. In CA, they have strike teams that hit businesses that do not comply. Citizens can rat out a business for not complying. Yeah, there's a phone call for New York as well, and that's true. Like the first day, there was 25,000 plus calls on 16,000 plus businesses. Zillions of dollars are to be made on pushing a vaccine to be rolled out globally. This is why we are going through this bullshit. Too many fat cats going to make money. It's a consolidation of power on top of the money. It's medical martial law. It's control. It's a host of issues. It's pro-globalism. It's pro-fear. It's the invisible enemy forever. It's the inability to question authority. It's a transhumanist movement to get you to disassociate with other human beings and demonize contact with others. It's to create a snitch society on top of it. It is the automation nation transhumanist nightmare come to life. Where in the world is Jason Burmis? He's in South Dakota. Masks are being made mandatory in the UK shops from the 24th of July. I turned 41 on the 24th of July. Happy birthday to me. You're going to love the OC video, Land of the Free People Waking Up. Let's see. Yeah, California is taking it. Everyone is wearing masks. Signs in Monterey warning of a $100 fine if they're caught in public without one. That's nuts. Let's see. I do DoorDash and have to wear it. Panda Express. The irony. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Remember to follow up, like, and share. Broadcast, please. Agreed. Thanks for the agreement, Mark. Masks wouldn't be possible if corporate monsters didn't own everything. No independent business practices. F the fist bump. I give bear hugs. I like that. Monterey ass wipes. Jason is not a homophobe. I'm a 17-year-old gay man. I would not be here if I were insulted in any way. Well, thank you, Benjamin Hunt. Again, do your own thing. Listen, as long as you're in an adult relationship with one or other adults, really not my thing to say, right? I don't like people that abuse children or animals for that matter sexually. I don't like any kind of abuse in that manner. I know that people will be like, well, you drink milk. Okay. You know what I mean? One of the big things that I did talk about is, everybody makes this exotic Joe out to be such a hero when they didn't focus really on the meth addictions of everybody. And on top of that, the allegations that he was taping people having sex with those animals. So, look, you do your thing. I think that there's a lot to be said about, mutilating yourself in surgery because you cannot go back. Like, we're all uncomfortable with ourselves in some way, in our own skin. We got to make improvements on that and do the best that we can. And I think with that respect, especially when you're talking about children and letting people get on hormones and surgery, that's like child abuse to me. You should at least wait till you're an adult of 18. And really now at this point, 21, they're not even serving cigarettes up. I'd still say 18 because if you can go, die for your country in another land to shoot brown people or whatever they tell you to do, you got to let that person do whatever they want with their body, right? Period. I mean, if you want true freedom, that is. But yeah, again, I just don't get into it. Another thing, I kind of address some of the closeted homosexuals maybe in the Republican establishment in Invisible Empire, but that's just because they're fleecing Christians. Or they are involved in, the abuse of children. You look at Barney Frank and that little brothel he was running in D.C. with Stephen Gottlieb. It sure appears that a lot of those participants, if you will, were under the age of 18. Okay, that's where I do have a problem. I could care less that Barney Frank is gay, I mean, again, it's ludicrous. Why do people even focus on that stuff? China sells 16 million masks a day. In Chinese food restaurant, only one in my town to have to wear a mask, carry out only. The monkey, the man, then the gun. I don't know what that means. The monkey, the man, then the gun. Lost my job, lost my insurance, about to run out of unemployment, and told I need to wear a mask and sacrifice. What the fuzzle? I agree with you 100%, Tim Higgins. Just nuts. Texas has gone to hell. Have you ever thought about using the Streamlabs or Entropy for super chats? I've seen that that's there, but I don't know, man. I feel like, number one, YouTube has no right to censor me in the manner that they have. But number two, it's another third-party add-on, and I use XSplit to stream. I realized that I could do something through Streamlabs and then, add it on somewhere. I don't know, man. I've seen Jay Dyer use the Streamlabs thing. So maybe, but I still have to give you a link. You still have to click a link that's down below. And since I have the GoFundMe link there, I mean, I wouldn't have it pop up in the middle of the broadcast anyway when I was doing these things because it would always be available. And I wouldn't want my broadcast to get disturbed sometimes when I'm going through a document, etc. Let's see. Thank you very much for the support. Zero independent thought worldwide. Funny how fast things can change. Agreed. Make unemployed pay for the mass. F no. Let's see. Unfortunately, you have to wear a mask everywhere in Maryland. Straight BS. That is straight BS. I'm just going to do what I'm told, LOL. That's the belly laugh, Jason. Unreal, right? Cuomo killed my grandma. Masks would be a big seller. Wearing masks is elder abuse. All right, I'm going to give the GoFundMe one more promotion. It doesn't look like we hit it there, but that's okay. Guys, I am more than halfway through the month, by the way. We're on the road. We're trying to find all that freedom. So the way to support me is to check me out on GoFundMe. $5, $10, $15 means the world to me. Big donors need you now more than ever. As you saw, the Jason is Void at Yahoo. That is my PayPal. You can check me out there as well. All my documentary films are free. Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture will delve into a lot of the issues we just talked about. And then if you want to understand how, another fear-based event has changed our lives and not for the better, go check out Loose Change, Final Cut, and Fabled Enemies. It will shock you. Again, make sure you're thumbing it up, you're subscribed, you're sharing, you've joined the Burmese Brigade. Remember, you can check me out at rockfin.com, ROKFIN.com, where we did a couple of exclusives this week for free. So you can make a free account and check me out there. But if you support me there, it also helps. Love you guys. Not about left and right. It's about right and wrong, and we need to push back now.